Kamaru Usman has recently announced at welterweight that no one deserves to fight him and no one is going to be this and that and he's not going to be fighting. Now, why does Kamaru Usman keep insisting that no one deserves to fight him? He's been on a losing streak for a while now. He lost first to Leon Edwards. He lost to Leon Edwards again in a rematch. And then, even though he had a competitive fight with Chimaev, which I give props to, that's impressive going a competitive fight with Chimaev and not even getting submitted. I actually think that if that fight was 5 rounds, we probably could have saw Usman win it. Chimaev was starting to run out of, stamina. His cardio was starting to be very questionable in the 3rd round. And I think if it was 5 rounds, we probably could have saw Usman steal a win from Chimaev, which, looking at the hindsight, that probably would have been insane because Usman was off the couch, Usman made middleweight for the first time in his career, just messing around off the couch. And Chimaev had like a fight camp, and I forgot which fight that was. I think he was meant to fight Whittaker like a year ago. I forgot when the Usman fight happened. I think it was like October something. I think the Usman fight happened like October something. I'm not really entirely sure, honestly. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense why Usman keeps wanting to run away from these fights. It just doesn't make sense. He keeps saying, "Oh, he's not healthy," or "You young bucks wouldn't last against me." He's kind of like that old head in like a wheelchair or whatever. Or you guys ever seen that one meme where it's like an old man just sitting on the wheelchair, like, "Oh, if I was this and that," and they're just like, "All right, Gramps, it's back to your room. It's back to your room at the freaking old people home," or something like that. It's just like Usman just needs to shut up and fight already. I don't know if he's injured. If he is injured, then whatever. Take your time. But just stop trying to flex that nobody deserves to fight you. You're on a free fight losing streak. Okay? Yoquan Buckley wants to fight you, and he's on a 4-fight winning streak. And I think Buckley actually, right now, Buckley knocks out Usman maybe. I really do think that Buckley could probably knock out Usman. And Buckley's been on a tear, man. That guy is special. It's funny how Buckley right now has a better career trajectory than Holland did after he got knocked out by Holland. And Kevin Holland right now, it's a bit of a joke. Holland is the type of guy where he's not really there to fight. I think he's just there for a paycheck. And I think what made him realize why he wanted to stop fighting seriously was the Khamzat Chimaev fight. Because he said he gave it his all in training camp and he just got dominated, He just couldn't handle it. And I can see his point of view. Sometimes you just have to accept that you're not good enough to be champ, which is heartbreaking, especially if you're in the sport because, you want to be a champion, you want to be a fighter, you want to be the best of the best. And I understand that, it's tough having your dreams be crushed, but at least he's realistic about what he's going to do and what he's going to achieve with his career. But Usman was already a champ, and Usman just now refuses to fight contenders. And if I was Usman, I would move up to middleweight. Middleweight makes all the sense in the world right now. The skill cap at middleweight is so low compared to welterweight. I can see him beating up Jared Cannonier. I can see him winning a fight with Brennan Allen. I can see him maybe even having a competitive fight with Sean Strickland, even though Strickland lost to him. But now Strickland, he's gotten bigger. He's gotten much better with his striking. But you never know. How does Strickland react to a grappler? A strong grappler like Usman. If Usman can even wrestle anymore, that's another thing too. Are those knees even working anymore? Usman always exaggerates his knee issues by saying, "Oh, he has to walk upside down the stairs. He has to walk backwards up the stairs, or he has to walk on grass instead of cement." I'm like, yeah, that's exaggeration to the max. I know how bad knee issues can be. And trust me, Usman is just exaggerating that to the max. He's playing that thing to the max just so he can make it a flex that he does what he does in the cage. That's one of the reasons why I don't like Usman. I think Usman is just too fake. Usman always lies, and he doesn't know what personality to put on in front of the camera. But I do enjoy Usman as a fighter. Putting aside my bias. Not to say that he's my favorite fighter, or actually if he's even a fighter I like. I was actually always a Kamaru Usman hater. I still am. But it'd be nice to see Usman continuing to fight, man. And, I can see him just having these fun matches at middleweight, And even if he's not going to become champ, because I just don't see it. I don't think he's ever going to become champ at middleweight or even ever champ again at welterweight. he can have some fun fights at middleweight that can actually extend his legacy. Like, look at this guy, 170 champ, and now he's got like 4 or 5 wins in the middleweight division. Can you imagine if he has some wins over Vittori, Cannonier, Paulo Costa, maybe Whittaker? Like, those are very good wins to add to your legacy. Even if you're not a contender at 170 anymore, those are really good wins to add to your legacy. I would actually really like to see Whittaker versus Usman. Now, personally, I think Whittaker's a nightmare matchup for Usman, but that'd be a fun fight to watch. I would like to see Costa versus Usman. You know, can Costa actually like handle Usman's grappling? We haven't really seen Costa try to get grappled or anything like that. There's just lots of things that he can do at middleweight, and it makes no sense why Usman keeps avoiding middleweight and why he's trying to act like he's the big deal at welterweight when he's on a free fight losing streak. Like, you're not beating Jack Della Maddalena, you're not beating Bilal Muhammad, you're not beating Leon Edwards in a quadruple, you're not beating Buckley, you're probably not going to even beat Shavkat. Like, it's over. You're not even going to be Ian Gary, honestly. It's just over, you know. 35 and over curse, man. It sucks, and Usman's old. He's washed. Well, maybe not washed. That's a bit mean to say, but he's not the same anymore. So just move up. You have nothing else to do. Move up.